May this Eid Mubarak bring endless moments of joy and happiness in your life.
Message to our audience. Our book provides a glimpse into the beautiful celebration of Eid. Given the magnitude of Eid, it is celebrated in a number of ways. We will share just some with you today.
Eid, Ramadan, Mosque, Zakah, Quran, Eid Mubarak, Eid al-Fitr,
Ghusl.
Hello, I'm Donna Wright. This project is touching upon two of our core competencies, the first one being positive personal and cultural identity. While the students here are learning about their culture and sharing their knowledge with other students and adults in the community, I myself have learned so much from this. They are helping us to see the similarities and differences and to make connections amongst cultures so that we have a better idea of who we are and where we come from. And then we can all have a better sense of belonging and better able to build relationships. It also connects so nicely to positive social awareness and responsibility. And they are demonstrating this by sharing with us what they value and some of their strengths and giving back to the community so that they are leaving this world a little bit of a better place.
Eid al-Fitr, the festival of breaking the fast. It is a religious holiday celebrated by Muslims worldwide that marks the end of Ramadan, a month-long period when Muslims fast or go without food and drinks during daylight. It is a time for deep reflection and to become more compassionate to those in need. It's an important time for Muslims because they believe that during Ramadan, the Quran, the Islamic holy book, was revealed to Prophet Muhammad. When is Eid? Eid falls during the 9th month of the Islamic lunar calendar. The date of this festival is based on the lunar calendar, so when Eid starts depends on where you are in the world because the sighting of the new moon will be different in different parts of the world. This year it is on May 12th. Over 1 billion people around the world celebrate Eid each year. Ramadan. Ramadan is a very important time in the Islamic calendar, and Muslims all over the world will be preparing to take part. Fasting during Ramadan involves not eating food or drinking water between sunrise and sunset for the entire month. People sometimes take food and water for granted and rarely ever feel real hunger. Therefore, fasting is a means for one to experience a little bit of what millions of less fortunate go through every day. The month of Ramadan is a time of reflection and self-improvement in terms of oneself and their behavior with other people. It provides the reward of self-growth and the opportunity to learn more about religion and ourselves.
Did you know Lent is a 40-day period that leads up to Easter and is observed by a number of faiths, including Christians? During Lent, people might fast or give up things they like to do, like play video games, or things they like to eat, such as meat. This time of reflection and self-discipline is meant to prepare for Easter.
Special prayers. Before leaving to perform morning prayers, Muslims wake up to cleanse their bodies in a ritual called ghusl. They often wear something new or put on their finest clothes and decorate their hands with elaborate henna patterns. They gather outside or at a mosque to pray together and listen to a sermon that's followed by a prayer called Salat al-Eid. There may also be parades, processions, and other outdoor celebrations. Traditionally, people greet each other by saying Eid Mubarak, which means blessed Eid.
Did you know prayer beads have been a part of Hindu, Christian, Islamic, and Buddhist religious traditions for centuries? For Catholics, the rosary is a tool used to aid prayer and meditation. The beads of a rosary count the prayers as they are recited.
Giving. Giving to others through charity is an important part of Eid. Zakat al-Fitr, or the zakah of breaking the fast of Ramadan, is a special obligatory alms, money or food, paid by all Muslims to the less fortunate at the end of the Ramadan fasting month. Muslims are expected to give zakat as long as they are able. It is considered to be a personal responsibility for Muslims to help those in need and eliminate inequality.
Did you know Vaisakhi is also a time for giving? The Sikh tradition called langar means a free kitchen, where everyone in the community, regardless of religion, caste, color, creed, age, gender, or social status, can come together and share a meal.
Forgiveness. One of the distinguishing features of Eid is forgiveness. You will sometimes hear people say, Eid Mubarak, Maafan Zahiran Dan Batin, as a greeting, which means, Happy Eid, I seek forgiveness from you. You go to the person you've wronged and ask them for forgiveness while kissing their hand or placing your forehead on their hand. This tradition strengthens relationships between family and friends. There is an inexplicable feeling of warmth and kindness that surrounds this act because everyone is genuinely seeking forgiveness and hoping to start on a clean slate. We acknowledge our humanity and are reminded to continue striving to be better versions of ourselves.
Did you know many who celebrate Diwali consider it to be a time of forgiveness as well? During Diwali, it is a common practice for people to make an extra effort to forget and forgive injustices and grudges. People celebrate with an air of freedom, festivity, and friendliness everywhere.
A feast. After 30 days of fasting, Muslims break their fast. Following the morning Eid prayers in mosques, family members gather for breakfast and greet each other by saying Eid Mubarak and wishing each other a peaceful and prosperous Eid. The 3-day celebration is full of gatherings with family and friends. It is a perfect opportunity for the Muslims to thank Allah for helping them through the month-long fasting. This day is also known as Sweet Eid because of the amount and variety of sweet dishes consumed on this occasion. Sweets are typically presented when visiting family and friends during this time.
Did you know that Nguyen Tan, commonly referred to as Tet, is the most important and widely celebrated public festival of the year in Vietnam? It translates to the feast of the first morning of the first day. It marks the beginning of the new lunar year, the start of spring, and the official birthday of everyone in Vietnam. So the first day of the Lunar New Year, we Vietnamese people think that whatever happens on that day is repeated again and again the whole year, right? So if we have accidents that first day, then that's really bad. So we don't eat anything spicy or sour or really salty because it'll make our whole year sour and bitter tasting. And so we only eat delicious sweet things like candy, but we also have lots of fruit because fruit represents sweetness and life. And so we want life and sweetness in our every single day of the Lunar New Year. So that's why we eat fruit during that. One of my favorite customs during this time of year is creating a 5-fruit tray. The tray symbolizes the family's respect for their ancestors and their wishes for the new year. Each fruit represents the 5 elements of the Oriental philosophy: Jing, metal; Mu, wood; Sui, water; Wu, fire; and Tu, earth.
Gifts. After a month of sacrifice, Muslims also enjoy a time of abundance, and not just abundant food. Gifts are often given, especially to children. These gifts of money, accessories, home goods, or flowers are called Eidi. Clothes are the most common gift given. Kids get pampered with new wardrobes, and it's an excellent excuse to indulge in some retail therapy.
Did you know the English translation of potlatch means to give? Indigenous ceremonies and gatherings involve feasting, singing, dancing, and speeches, but one of the most unique aspects of the ceremony is a distribution of gifts to all invited guests.
Hello, my name is Perry Smith. My Indigenous name is Quinethqua. I'm from the Bonaparte First Nation in Cache Creek, British Columbia. In my experience with Indigenous ceremony, I have noticed that there is always a feast at the beginning or the end of the ceremony. The stories that I've been told about feasting in ceremony is that we not only want to feed our spiritual self and our mental self, but also our physical self, and ensuring that we leave with a good feeling, a good heart, and a good mind.
The giving away of one's wealth was central to our potlatch. Glitna Gila is a very important ceremony that has continued for many generations. The giving of Ooligan oil, we call Glitna, is the highest honor a chief can bestow on his guests.
Thank you, and we hope you enjoyed learning all about Eid.